The Zephyrian Council convened in their crystalline chamber, 10,000 light-years from Earth. Admiral Vextar's 4 eyes glowed with cold satisfaction as he addressed the assembly of alien dignitaries. "The human expansion must end," he declared, his translated words echoing through the hall. "Their ambassador Chen has united 12 species against our trade monopolies. Diplomacy has failed. It's time for direct action." The council murmured approval. Humans were still considered primitives, bipedal mammals who had barely escaped their gravity well a century ago. How dangerous could one human leader be? Vextar had selected his finest operatives. Kresh, a Cillian shapeshifter capable of mimicking any organic form. Thane, a cybernetic nexus assassin with reflexes measured in microseconds. And Zara, a psychic ethereal who could kill with a thought. Together, they were death incarnate. Ambassador Sarah Chen worked late in her modest quarters aboard Diplomatic, Station Harmony, reviewing trade agreements that would benefit the smaller species against the Zephyrian Empire's exploitative practices. At 45, she was unremarkable by human standards: average height, graying hair, laugh lines around her eyes. The aliens saw only weakness. They materialized at midnight, ship cycle time. Kresh slithered through the ventilation system, assuming Chen's exact appearance. Thane phased through the hull using quantum technology. Zara simply teleported into the room, her ethereal form crackling with psionic energy. "Ambassador Chen," Zara's voice resonated directly in her mind. "Your meddling ends tonight." Chen looked up from her datapad, surprisingly calm. "I've been expecting you." The assassins paused. This wasn't the terror they'd anticipated. "Expecting us?" Kresh hissed, still wearing Chen's face in a grotesque mockery. "The Zephyrian Empire has used assassination 43 times in the past century to eliminate political threats," Chen replied matter-of-factly. "I've been studying your methods." Thane's optical sensors flared. "Your research won't save you, primitive." Chen smiled, a predatory expression that didn't reach her eyes. "You know, there's something you should understand about humans. We're not just diplomats or explorers or traders. We're survivors. Every single one of us is descended from predators who fought their way to the top of the food chain on a death world." She stood slowly, hands empty but somehow radiating menace. "We hunted mammoth in ice ages. We survived plagues that killed half our population. We split atoms and walked on our moon before we even knew aliens existed. And you think 3 assassins scare us?" Zara struck first, unleashing a psychic blast that could shatter minds. It hit Chen like a wave, and broke against something harder than diamond. The ambassador's consciousness was fortified by meditation techniques derived from ancient human traditions, reinforced by modern neural conditioning that all human diplomats received. "Impossible," Zara gasped, blood trickling from her nose. "Your mind. It's like a fortress." "Humans have been dealing with psychological warfare since we lived in caves," Chen said, advancing. "We call it anxiety, depression, trauma. We've built defenses you can't imagine." Thane's weapon systems activated, micro-missiles launching from his cybernetic arms. Chen moved with fluid grace, not superhuman speed, but perfect efficiency. Every dodge was minimal, every step calculated. The missiles exploded harmlessly against the reinforced walls. "Your reaction time is impressive," Thane admitted, "but I am machine precise." "And I," Chen replied, producing a simple metal rod from her sleeve, "am human unpredictable." She threw the rod, not at Thane, but at the room's gravity generator. Sparks flew as artificial gravity fluctuated wildly. In the chaos, Chen used the wall to launch herself at the cybernetic assassin. Her momentum, combined with the shifting gravity, drove her knee into Thane's central processor with devastating force. Kresh, still wearing Chen's face, morphed into her true form, a writhing mass of tentacles and teeth. "Shapeshifting makes me the perfect killer." "Shapeshifting makes you an amateur," Chen countered. From her boot, she drew a small aerosol canister. "Every species has chemical signatures. We've been tracking your genetic markers since you entered the station. She sprayed the contents. Kresh shrieked as the targeted bioagent hit her system, disrupting her cellular cohesion. The shapeshifter collapsed, unable to maintain any form. Zara, desperate and injured, gathered her remaining psionic power for one final assault. How? How is one human defeating us? Chen looked at the broken assassins with something that might have been pity. Because you made the same mistake everyone makes about humans. You think we're weak because we're not the fastest, strongest, or smartest species individually, but we don't fight individually. She activated her comm unit. Station security, 3 intruders in my quarters. Also informed the council that the Zephyrian Empire just committed an act of war. As security forces flooded the room, Chen knelt beside the dying Zara. You want to know the real secret of human success? We learn. Every defeat teaches us. Every enemy shows us something new. You tried to kill one human diplomat, but you just gave my entire species a graduate course in Zephyrian assassination techniques. Admiral Vexitar received Zara's final transmission 3 days later. The ethereal had barely survived, her psychic abilities shattered, mind broken by contact with human mental defenses she couldn't comprehend. They knew we were coming, she whispered. Studied us, prepared. The human, she wasn't afraid. She was ready. They're all ready. We've made a terrible mistake. The recording ended. Vextar stared at the council chamber, where 12 species now stood united behind Ambassador Chen's anti-Zephyrian coalition. The human had used the assassination attempt to prove the Empire's brutality, gaining sympathy and allies. One human diplomat had not only survived their best assassins, but had turned their attack into a strategic victory. If this was what humans could accomplish when threatened. For the first time in his long military career, Admiral Vextar felt fear.